Welcome back. In this part of the lecture, we will see the React routing, how we can route our components within the display. Let's start. We will do it in 5 steps. The first step is to install your React router. To install it, you can use npm or you can use yarn. If you are using npm, you will use npm install Reacr-Router-Dom, or you can use yarn add Reacr-Router-Dom. The React-Router-Dom will be installed for your project. As a second step, you will implement browser router for your project. We will see how you can implement the browser router. Actually, for the browser based projects, there is a browser router that is required to apply on your application. Your browser router only manage or render one element, one component only. So to avoid this thing, to avoid this limitation, what is the useful act to perform is to encapsulate your app component, the parent component, under the browser router. So we changed our main file, and we applied app.js app uh, component, where we are calling the app component under browser routers. So we have performed added browser router here, and we have added browser router here. So doing so, our browser router will be actually applied to our whole application. This will be our second step. As a third step, what we need to do, we need to actually create the components where we can perform the routing. So I have basically divided my application into two: the header part and the main part. Header part will display the links, and the main part will display the components. So switching between the components will be done in main, and your header will contain the links to these components. The fourth step is the header file. In the header file, we will import the link from React-Router-Dom, and what we will use a link instead of anchor tag. Link and 2 is the props for this link, and this will tell the route at which we will move to. So home, whenever we will click the home, it will route to slash. This is just like Angular. In Angular, we do router link. Here we are using link and to field. The concept is same, and against this roster we are using slash roster for roster and schedule for slash schedule. These are the links for which the components will be loaded. The fourth and final point is to apply your this is the explanation of link, that it is basically the alternative of anchor tag, because anchor tag reload the page and link will not reload the page, but only changes the component within it. So that is why we use the link in React instead of anchor tag. The step 5 is to include basically a switch statement. Here you can see I have imported route and switch from React-Router-Dom, and what we are doing, we are switching. We are telling that if the path is slash, we will load the component home. If the path is slash roster, it will load the roster component, and if the path is slash schedule, it will load the schedule component. Keep in mind, there is an exact word. Exact means exact match, and if we are not providing any exact match here, then it means it is a relative path. Means slash roster slash anything else can be matched with this also. So that is not the exact match. Same with the schedule. Exact match only matches with the exact thing slash. So that is the way with which we can implement the basically routing. We will see the practical example, but before that I will explain all these switching to you. uh, Actually, the route component is the main building block of our React router. Anywhere that you want to only render content based on the location's path name, you should use the route element. Path has, you can see the route, And the second thing, you can see the path. A route expects a path props, which is string that describes the path name that the routes match. For example, /roster. It will match the path which starts with this string. You can see it checks its search for begins with. When the current path is matched by the path, current location is matched by the path, the route will render a React element which is against that specific path. When the path does not match, the route will not render anything. So this is the process. Same, we have seen this route path roster. When the path name is slash, the path does not match because we have an exact match above it, and that does this slash does not match with slash roster. When the path name is slash roster or slash roster slash 2, the path matches because it checks the starts with. So that is why these both path will match to this specific path. If you only want to match slash roster, then you need to use the word exact with it. If you put the exact, then it will not match slash 2 with this roster. So by doing this, you can define the exact path, or you can use the relative path. When it comes to matching routes, React Router only cares about the path name. Any extra information attached with it, it will not look into it. Like in this whole link, it will search the path slash my project slash 1. That is the only path, and it will match. It is using the regular expression at the backend. So it provides you exactly the path. Any query string attached to it will not be considered as a path. So this is what regex package do for you, and provides you the path, params, and whatever the information that is a part of your URL. In other case, we can do multi-level switching. Like in our example, we have provided slash roster and a team roster, but if a specific link will be called slash roster slash number, we can handle it into our roster component. So we can apply one routing at one level, and another routing at another level, or another in another component. So after providing the switch at our main, we can provide the switch at roster level also. So by doing this, we can basically move on and on and on till the time we reach the required component. What a route can render? Route can render three things. One is the component, as we have seen in the example. Second is the renderer. Renderer is a function which can call actually the component at the backend, and you can call the component, and it provides you the results. Actually, it is inline calling and returning the variable. The context is not switching to this component, but our this calling function will return the information back to this renderer function. We can also provide a list of children which can be called. So you can see we are calling the component, and we can call the renderer function, which is actually calling a page. It is a method. So alternatively, we can call the component or method using the renderer. So you can directly call the component inline call of the component, or you can directly call the component, and you can also pass the children's, and it will match with this. If this match, it will open, else it will be empty. So it is normally rarely used in our React application. So normally we use these two options. Either we call the component, or we call the renderer, which alternatively calls the component and provides us the feedback. Same nested route which I have explained you, is at main level we can apply a router, and same at roster level we can apply another router. You can see here we have applied another switch. In it we see that exact path for slash roster, we will load the component full roster, and for roster slash colon number, that means any variable, we will load the player component. So we can apply the switch at third tier. So it is not necessary to show all the URLs or all the paths at first level. You can divide it into your different components using switch statement. For UI development, we have multiple options. We can install the bootstrap into our application. To install the bootstrap, it is so easy. You will use npm install bootstrap or yarn add bootstrap. It will install the bootstrap into your application. The second thing you will do is to add your bootstrap css into index.js. That is all. Bootstrap will be installed. But keep in mind, uh, as in Angular, we have also find difficulty to use JS function and jQuery functions of your Bootstrap. To implement jQuery and JS function, we cannot use bootstrap.js or jQuery.js or popper.js. For that, we like just the component as drop down accordions or carousels or etc. We have to go to different options. We have three options for React. These options are Reactstrap, React Bootstrap, and Material UI. It's up to you, whatever you can use. Every one of these has the same process, same way out. We will see the Reactstrap. Reactstrap, you have to install it. npm install Reactstrap, and then you have to require it in app.js. Whatever the components you want to include into your application, and that's all. Now you can use those components. They have given all the examples on their site. You can go to this link and you can see how you can include this nav bar or buttons or anything else. So they have given or drop down menu, etc. So if you want to use the Reactstrap along with Bootstrap, keep in mind every one of these means either it is a Reactstrap or it is a Material UI or it is your React Bootstrap. The three of them uses CSS file of the Bootstrap. Only they will provide the JS functionalities that cannot be included using bootstrap.js or your jQuery.js. So alternatively, you can use the Reactstrap or you can use the React Bootstrap. It has the same process. You will install the React Bootstrap and you will import the individual component wherever you need, like import button from React Bootstrap slash button. If you need to import for example carousels, you will import the carousel from React Bootstrap slash carousel. You can find all the components here on the link, and you can use the example codes from there. Same Material UI is another option you can use. To install, you will use the Material UI slash core, or you want to install the icons, you will use Material UI slash icon. You can provide basically there are multiple options. You can provide the icon file, you can provide your Roboto file, and you can add basically a CDN for it also. There is a CDN option available for the development mode and for the deployment mode both. Then next step is to import into your application the same as we have done in previous React Bootstrap or Reactstrap. And again you want to put that components into your basically application. You can go on the links and copy paste the code, and that option will be available and that components will be available in your application. There is another option. There are multiple templates for the admin or sign-in login options. They have created the templates. You can download the template code and you can use that template code to provide the sign-in facility or sign-up facility or your admin panel, etc. So Material UI has provided you all these things. So this is what we have from the lecture. Now I will show you how our React-Dom will work. We will go what I have already performed. I have installed yarn add Reacr-Router-Dom, and in that I have installed the Reacr-Router-Dom, and then I have installed the Bootstrap, and I have run the application. And you can see how it works. It has three basically component: home component, which is showing me I am home component, and a roster component that is showing me I am roster component, and a schedule component which is showing I am a schedule component. So that is what we have created the routing. And if we go to the code, we will see the index.js, our main file. Here what we have done, we have installed the bootstrap. After installing the bootstrap, we have added the bootstrap here. And what we have done, we have provided the browser router on app. You can see on the index file we have applied the browser router on the application. In our app.js, what we have done, we have only called two our two of our components, the header component and the main component. Now we will see in the header component, we are going to the header component. In it we have included the link from React-Router-Dom, and then included the React from this, and we have created our basically function. And in that function what we are returning is an app bar with basically three links: home, roster, and basically schedule, slash roster and schedule. That's all from the header part. And then we will go to the main component, and we can see what we have done. We have included the switch route, these two from React-Router-Dom, and then we have applied the switch on these three. If the exact path is slash, it will call the home component. If path starts with slash roster, it will call the roster, and if it starts with the schedule, it will call the schedule router and schedule component. And where I have declared that these components, I have declared in the same file. You can see I have declared it a function, and I am returning h2, I am returning h2, and I am returning h2. You can see one more thing. In a single file, we can create multiple components. And I have but I have exported only one component from here, the main. All other components are being used within this application, within this page. So if our component is a smaller one, we can declare it within one method, and that can be used within it. So this is the way out with which we can create the browser routing, and it is very easy. You can see it's working on. You can click on any and it will load accordingly the component. Thank you all.